back. I hope y'all had a Merry Christmas and made some special memories with your family. And I thought I would share an easy chicken and dumpling recipe with y'all. It is my mom's recipe. I'm sure other people out there might make it similar to this one, but this is our favorite, and I was just going to show y'all how I do it. So right here I am taking a pack of chicken, which is a lot of chicken, so I'm not going to use all of it. It's chicken tenders, so I'm just going to put them over into my pot, and then I will pour my chicken broth over in it, the whole container of chicken broth, and then I will add some water to it until it gets to the level that I feel like I need it to be able to cover my dumplings, so they'll cook up good and kind of be a little soupy and not too thick. So I just do that to my preference. So that is what I'm doing here, and when I get to the other steps, I will be back on here. Okay, y'all, I did add a few slices of butter to the mixture and just stirred it in. But my husband got these electric salt and pepper shakers for Christmas. This was the actual first time that I'm using them. And I didn't even know they had electric salt and pepper shakers. So I feel just a little bit fancy using them. But so far, we are loving them. And so I just added a little salt and pepper to the mixture and stirred it in. And I will let the chicken boil. And while it's doing that, I am making my dumpling mixture. And I make it just like I do biscuits. I don't know how everybody else makes biscuits, but this is how I make homemade biscuits. I use self-rising flour and buttermilk. And then I will take, I think, about half a stick of butter, and I will melt it in the microwave. And while it's melting, I will mix my buttermilk into my flour, mix it up real good, and then I will pull my butter out and let it set just for maybe a minute to let it cool off, and then I will pour it over into the mixture of the flour and the buttermilk, and then I will stir the butter in, and then I will add more flour until it gets to like a consistency of like you do when you're baking biscuits, like kind of thick. You do not want it runny because you want to be able to like take your finger and drop the dumplings over into the mixture of the dumplings, the soup part, and to be able to stay together. But anyways, y'all get what I'm saying. If you make homemade biscuits, that's what you want the flour texture to be like. Do not get it too runny. So I'll just keep adding my flour in until it gets to that mixture. And also, when you go to boil your chicken and do all what I just done, you do not empty that, do not drain that. You will just cook in that. Only thing you will do is pull out your chicken and then separate it. But I will tell y'all all that in just a little bit. Okay, the chicken is about boiled, and I put a bowl and then a strainer over top of it, and then I'll just pull my chicken out. I'm not really sure what these are called, prongs that you use to get hot dogs out or whatever. I just use it to dip down in there and pull the chicken out. And I will turn the eye off, or you can leave it on low. It doesn't matter. It's really up to you. And I will take it to my sink and rinse it off in cold water and pull the skin and the little fatty piece off of the ends of the chicken. I do not like to bite into that. And then I will just shred it with my fingers. I do not use a mixer. I know some people use a mixer to do that with their chicken, to shred it, but you do not want to shred your chicken that fine. But if you like that, you could, but we like to kind of make it a little bit chunky and a little bit of thinner pieces of chicken, but we like for the chicken to kind of cook up in the dumplings, where you get a little mixture of both, of chicken in with the dumplings, and then kind of pieces, chunks of the chicken. But that's how we like it. But you can always try it the other way, but this is just how I do it. And it tastes better to us to taste the chicken. But that is what I'm doing right here, is rinsing and pulling the chicken apart. Okay, y'all can see that it's kind of chunky and maybe just a little bit thinner pieces. And now I am just going to turn the eye back on and get it to where it's getting ready to boil, because you can't put your dumplings in until the mixture of the liquid in the chicken is boiling. And I forgot to mention earlier, you do not want to overcook your chicken because it's going to boil again. So you don't want to undercook it, but you don't want to overcook it, if that makes sense. So now I am adding in my evaporated milk, and I will add some butter, just a few more slices of butter. I will salt and pepper it, and I will stir it up, and then I will let it come to a boil and then get ready to add my dumpling mixture in. Now I am getting ready to spoon in the dumpling mixture. And as you can tell, it is a thick mixture. And if you've ever made drop biscuits, that is kind of what you're doing here, but not as big as you would make a biscuit, as you can see in the video. That I'm just dropping them into the boiling soup. And you want to turn it down a little because it can boil over sometimes, so you don't want it to get, boiling over. So if it looks like it's starting to do that, you want to turn it down, because I have accidentally boiled my dumplings over onto the stove, and it is not a fun mess to have to clean up either. So just kind of watch it and let it boil, but don't let it boil over. And then as I get all the dumplings dropped in, I will salt and pepper it, and you will see me occasionally kind of stir the dumplings in to get them down into the soup. And as soon as the dumplings get done, like cooked up and doesn't look doughy, you can kind of tell as you're going, then you will turn it off and they will be extremely hot, and it does take a while for them to cool, and I will just set them into a bowl separately and let them cool down a while for my kids because it takes a while to cool down. And sometimes I have stuck them into the freezer just for a few minutes because they were so hot, and honestly we're kind of impatient and we're ready to eat them. Okay, y'all, they are all done, and I'm going to go ahead and put it in my bowl. And I want to thank y'all so much for watching. And we actually made these on Christmas Day, which was Christmas Eve for us, because we done our Christmas on Saturday. And I usually fix something easy on Christmas Day for us. It's chicken and dumplings and a dessert. And this year I cooked a coconut cake. And I want to apologize in advance for my voice because I did this voice over in the morning and I had not been awake very long. But they are all done. I will post the recipe in the description box. And if y'all have any questions, I will answer them in the comments. And I hope y'all enjoy. And thank y'all so much for watching. And don't forget to like and subscribe. And until next time.